Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carry and Cut YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I sure do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our Instagram at Carry and Cut and our Patreon also at Carry and Cut. If you guys would like to support the channel in any way you can, I would greatly appreciate it. All the proceeds are going to go directly back into the channel to buy new equipment and new knives to hopefully make the quality and the content better for you guys. So I got our tools out again. We're going to be doing some maintenance and disassembly video on this sencut wautaga. If you guys didn't see the video, I did a full review on this thing. Super sweet knife. Give a shout out to Jimmy Crow for sending these knives in for us to make this thing possible. And, let us show them off these awesome knives to you guys. So we only need two drivers here. We got our T6, T8, nothing too crazy. And of course, we're going to start with our pocket clip. T6 on the pocket clip with these nice flush mounted screws. So love to see that. What's going on here? A little tight. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Now she's coming out. Had a little resistance in there. It always kind of scares me when you have a little bit of resistance going on. I think it's a little bit almost stuck in the pocket clip. There it goes. So there's an example of why we need to keep an eye on what is going on. So our back screw is longer. Front screw is going to be a little shorter than that one. So let's keep that together. Hopefully that'll put them right back in the knife the way we got them out. Okay, let's keep on going here. Let's take out switch over to our T8. We're going to go with our body screws first. Always like to keep these in order of which way we take them out. So we're going to go ahead and put this one, set that one right there aside. Hopefully none of these are going to be different lengths, but this is why we do this. We try to put everything back together the way we took it apart. So, rear of the knife all the way forward to the pivot. Let's go ahead and take their pivot out. And there must be a captive pivot going on there. A lot of thing about these liners or these button locks. Your liner almost acts as a stop for your button too, so that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and pop our. You always got to be careful when you're taking these off too, because that pivot or your button lock is going to be under spring tension, and you don't want to be losing anything in the actual. So let's go ahead and open our blade up here. Be careful not to get yourself pinched by it, just like so. And there's our, okay, all right. That's going to be our blade. Well, I'm not sure what this is for, if it's just like a blade stop or what is happening. So let's go ahead and set this one off to the side there. Of course, there's our button. Spring rides inside of the button. Oop, fumbling everything. Spring, button lock, down on the spring. That's what gives your actual button opening and closing. So let's go ahead and put our spring off here to the side in our little tray. Same thing with our button. And this isn't an over travel stop. I think that's just another support for the blade, for the actual knife and liner. So here's a good look at our cage ceramic ball bearings. These ones are actually pretty nice ones. They have like a phosphor bronze type deal where the ceramic bearings are housed in, so that's super nice to see. I love seeing that. I don't like I've taken some apart and they have a kind of a wonky plastic deal going on. And you also do have to, this is a pretty good point, you have to make sure you're putting these back in the right way. They're kind of like dished. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lip that rides on. Come on, focus for us. It like kind of rides in there, so you definitely want to make sure you're putting your bearings back in the right way you took them out. So, and this looks actually to be pretty clean, so I don't think we need to go too crazy. I think we might as well just leave this part together here. If you want to, at this point, you can, obviously keep on going apart with it. You can take your barrel spacers, standoffs, whatever you want to call them. You can take those things all the way out. But for now, I think we ought to just get this nice little cleaned up here. And don't have to get too carried away with what we got going on. This knife is definitely pretty clean. Jimmy takes really good care of his stuff, so I am not too worried at all about that one. All right. Well, that one comes out with the clip. That's why I was wondering what in the heck is going on right there. Okay, alright. Keep on going here. So gave that one a nice wipe down just like so. Alright. Give this side a nice wipe down. Get all the crud and oil and grease and all that kind of stuff off there. He definitely did have this knife nice and oiled up, which I do like to see. So these are definitely some of the cleanest knives that I have ever taken apart, that's for sure. They're a heck of a lot cleaner than mine ever are, I'll tell you that. Alright, so now let's get going back right on in here. So our pivot, let's slide our pivot right back in there like so, and this is not a captive pivot either, so keep that in mind when you're going to be putting this back together, meaning that there's nothing holding this other side from turning when you're putting everything back together. So let's get our bearing, let's give this a little wipe down like so. Perfect. Let's slap the old blade or the old bearing right in there. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of lube on there for them like so. At this point we could definitely put our other pin back in there for now. And then let's move that one out of the way. Put our button back in there. And this is where it definitely kind of gets a little bit tricky. So it's kind of hard to see, but there's a cutout going on when you're making contact with your button. So we'll try to do this. It's kind of definitely hard to show on camera exactly how this works. To get that seated in there just quite right is a little tricky. There it went. Okay, and then it kind of locks itself back in there too, so it's a little wonky how this thing all goes together. I think hopefully that wasn't the best demonstration of how exactly to do that, but I think you guys hopefully get the point of what that was like. Throw our other washer back in there, other bearing. At this point we're going to throw our other, oh, see, happened just that fast. Not good. That could have been bad. See, that's when you got to really be careful of your button flying all over the place. You definitely don't want that to happen. Everything's under tension at the same time, so you definitely got to be careful what we're doing here. Everything's snug down just about how we want it. And your liner should keep that from happening. At least your scale definitely will keep your button lock from popping out on you. So you can kind of see what we got going on here. There we go. Got that working again. Alright, so let's go ahead and throw our other screws back on in here. Get our Loctite out. Try to keep one hand on your actual... He's getting all fuzzy on me. Try to keep one hand on it so you don't want that thing flying apart on us no more. We'll put a little bit of Loctite on there for him. Alright, try that again. Let's start up here at this top one. Alright, now let's throw our pivot back in there so we can quit worrying about holding this thing down and actually focus on what we're doing here. Put a little bit more goo on there, just a little bit. You ain't gotta go crazy with it. Just like so. Alright, before we get any more carried away here, we're going to put our other screw right back in here. You ain't got to go crazy yet. We're just going to snug these down just a little bit, and we'll go full tighten as we actually get everything put together here. Okay, alright. So let's go ahead and check our centering. Looks pretty good. And obviously we got that thing way too tight. Maybe not. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and put our pocket clip in there. And we'll worry about the action a little bit more once we get going. So we're going to go with our T6 here. Throw that one right down in like so. And our T6 back on the front screw. Okay, snug that down just like that. It should bring it all together here. Okay, let's check out our centering again. Centering looks to be right on the money, just where we wanted. Perfect. Action. Like it, fall shut. And I think actually taking it apart kind of got rid of some of that lock stick that I talked about in the review. So it's very nice. Let's go ahead and snug up our body screws, make sure everything's tightened up for them. That's your T8. Yep, they're T8. Love that Civivi and Sencut is doing this, putting T8s on their body screws. That is just awesome to see. So I'm going to leave the pivot alone. I think I got it just where I wanted it. So perfect action on it. All right, guys. Hopefully that answered some of your questions and gave you a little bit of insight how to work on one of these button lock knives. So if you guys have any questions, just put them down in the comment section below. I'd love to read them, get back with you guys as soon as I can. So, all right, have a good one. Until next time.